विन्ध्यशिरोधिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति हेशितिकण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरवरवर्षिणि दुर्धरधर्षिणि दुर्मुखमर्षिणि हर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि कल्मषमोषिणि घोषरते तनुजनिरोषिणि दिविसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते वै जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वनप्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुङ्ग हिमालय शृङ्ग निजालय मध्यगते मधु मधुरे मधु कैटभगञ्जिनि कैटभभञ्जिनि रासरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते
Victory and victory always. When each of us can be winners and show our full potential, what's stopping us? Hello boys and girls. Are you wondering what we are discussing today? Well, all you have to do is just look around you and you will notice that there are more women and girls than boys. And surprisingly, even though women actually make up half the world's population, they are unable to use their full potential and become winners. You guessed it right. Today's topic is gender equality. Empowering women and girls will enhance the society. Don't you think so? Well, when we talk about equality, it has to be on both ends. It's for boys and girls. Meaning, work is work. There is nothing called as man's work or a woman's work. Have you seen a woman taxi driver and wondered, is that really a woman's job? Have you ever seen a man cooking and wondered, is that a man's job? Confused? Let me start by telling you the story of my favorite celebrity chef, Sanjeev Kapoor, who broke all kinds of gender stereotypes. शुरू करें? आहा, गरम गरम आलू पराठे मक्खन डाल के तैयार. आप भी खाइए, दूसरों को भी खिलाइए. A familiar voice, a familiar line, and a happy face. When you do something that you love doing, it shows on your face and your face glows. At just 27 years, Sanjeev Kapoor was the most loved name in every household. He had conquered the Indian household with his cookery show Khana Khazana for over 14 years. In a way, he revolutionized the way people looked at cooking. He not only generated interest for cooking amongst women, he even inspired boys and men who were inclined towards cooking delicious food just like him. He had brought in a lot of respect towards this profession. Now, Sanjeev Kapoor had always loved taking the unique path. And throughout his childhood, when all his friends would choose Hindi as the language, he went and chose Sanskrit. One such instance proved absolutely life-changing for him. When Sanjeev Kapoor had to choose between architecture and hotel management, he went to his father for advice, who knew that Sanjeev Kapoor always wanted to do something hatke. And he advised him to take up hotel management, specializing in catering. And that was the first step for Sanjeev Kapoor to work towards his passion. Sanjeev went to choose hotel management, specializing in catering, and his career rose to a dizzying height. He was an award-winning chef and later hosting Khana Khazana. The rest, as they say, is history. Sanjeev's passion towards his career and heartfelt intent to break all social barriers led him to win the Padma Shri in 2017, thus proving to the world that if you set your heart on something, dedication and hard work will lead you to the top. A future top chef might be sitting amongst you. Probably just needs that small little courage to break that barrier. How about cracking some riddles before we go on to the next story? Alright? शुरू करें?
खेतों और खलिहानों में बीता है बचपन मेरा, पढ़ाई के साथ साथ खेल कूद ने लिया था मन को घेरा। ना माँ ने मेरी बात सुनी, ना समझे कुछ मेरे पिता, सबके ना चाहते हुए भी अपने दृढ़ निश्चय से बॉक्सिंग को बना दिया करियर मेरा।
Kapow! Ah! And with that, the winner of the final round and match is Mary Kom. A name that evokes some amazing emotions amongst us Indians. Pride being the topmost of this list. Mary Kom is without doubt the most fascinating athletes on this planet. But was it so easy for her to achieve this title? Not at all. From being a poor farmer's daughter to a world-renowned boxer, her journey has been truly remarkable, to say the least. It says, nature always brings out the best in you. Little Mary was always interested in sports, and as a child, she had achieved most medals in her school. She would participate in all the school sports. But when, as a teenager, she expressed her desire to pursue boxing, her parents were against it. Surprisingly, her father, in spite of being a sportsman, Tonpa Kom, was totally against Mary pursuing boxing. He thought it's a man's sport. If she pursued boxing, then it would be really difficult for her to find a suitable groom. Now, despite her father's disapprovals, Mary was determined to continue and pursue her passion. One of the biggest challenges Mary faced was not convincing her parents, but convincing herself that she belonged to this profession. Boxing was not a career choice for women back then, and it was tough to find female partners to work out with. Mary once encountered a renowned coach at the boxing gym and requested him to train her. She expressed her love towards boxing and desire to win medals for India. The coach was really skeptical because he wasn't sure Mary could take it. Mary convinced him that she was ready to face all kinds of challenges and she was ready to train with male counterparts. Now, it was really tough to train with male boxers, but Mary never gave up. It only made her tougher and it made her determined to become stronger. Mary broke all the barriers of traditional thoughts that a woman cannot balance a marriage, children, and a career in boxing or sports. A determined and fearless Mary won bronze at the London Olympics, and there was no stopping her after that. She continued to pursue her dreams even after giving birth to 2 kids. Mary Kom has paved a way for all aspiring female boxers and proving that boxing is not just a man's sport. Women are equally stronger. She teaches us to break our personal barriers. Straight cut, uppercut, action. Interesting story, wasn't it? It's time to move on to the next riddle, shall we?
शहर में हो या हो किसी गांव में, रखा हर जगह जमकर अपना पाव है। प्राचीन और आधुनिकता के सुलभ मिलन से बन सरपंच इस गांव में आई ठंडी छाव है।
Baisa, as she is fondly called, Chavi Rajawat is the youngest person to hold the office of a sarpanch in the village of Soda. Her grandfather, Brigadier Raghubir Singh, had been the sarpanch of the same village 20 years before Chavi ran for the elections. And like any other career building youngster, Chavi pursued MBA degree and went on to work in the corporate world. But she never lost touch with her roots and always believed that each one of us should continue to work towards India's betterment. That's what made her quit her high-flying corporate career and return to her village and run for the elections, becoming the first ever woman sarpanch in India. But Chavi's journey wasn't easy. She was unlike any other woman the villagers had encountered. Most of the women in the village had long ghungats and hardly looked up or spoke, while Chavi was smartly dressed, confident, and moved around in jeans and kurti. One would think this might not work in the village, would it? But on the other hand, all the villagers actually supported her. Chavi's views about getting the government and the private sector and working with them for the betterment of the village opened the eyes of the villagers who supported her and made her sarpanch of the village of Soda. Chavi committed herself to work towards connecting all these private sectors, and soon the village of Soda was known as the model village. After becoming the sarpanch of the village, Chavi implemented many projects like rainwater harvesting, toilet facilities for every house in the village, making sure that all the villagers led a good quality life. She even helped all the villagers open bank accounts. Chavi's dynamic leadership for the village of Soda had done a complete transformation. The name Chavi actually means reflection and radiance. How true she stands to her name, don't you think so? Chavi may have won several national and international laurels for her work, but her biggest achievement has been breaking the gender stereotypes. Today, Chavi Rajawat is a role model for women across the world. Feels good, isn't it? But there is still a long way to go to achieve full equality of rights and opportunities for men and women. If we want to see a positive change and a sustainable one in the society around us, we must end this gender violence and at the same time establish equal access to good quality of life, equal opportunities for both men and women. So let's make gender equality our top priority. What say? Here's a little poem that can summarize our thoughts. Thank
भले
you.
ही रूप रंग से नारी हूँ, पहनती जीन्स स्कर्ट्स और साड़ी हूँ, पर मेहनत और लगन की दौड़ में भाई मैं तुमसे कहाँ न्यारी हूँ। हालातों से लड़ने की क्षमता मैं अपने अंदर ले चलती हूँ। आए जाए जैसे भी मौसम, कभी ना उनसे हारी हूँ। सभी चुनौतियों की मन से मैं आभारी हूँ। मेहनत और लगन की दौड़ में भाई, मैं तुमसे कहाँ न्यारी हूँ। देश विदेश में नाम कमाऊं, भारत देश की दुलारी हूँ। बाग में पड़े बीज या पड़े रेगिस्तान में, महकूं जहाँ खिलूं, फूलों की ऐसी मैं क्यारी हूँ। मेहनत और लगन की दौड़ में भाई, मैं तुमसे कहाँ न्यारी हूँ।